I always feel like I'm doing like spirit fingers when I do the intros like that. Hi guys! Oh my god, that's a little ridiculous. Okay, now that I've like scared you off, don't go yet. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a liquids review test of the Kiara Sky dip liquids using Kalaka by Revel Nail. So if you're not aware of what the liquids review test is, just read the description down below and I'll have the link to other videos that I've also done in the liquids review test. But basically, I'm just trying to find out which are the best liquids out there. So if you're interested in knowing how my Kiara Sky experience went, keep watching and stay tuned towards the end because I'm going to give you my overall thoughts and feelings about the Kiara Sky liquids. So stay tuned. All right, so here are the bottles. I'm picking them up. They're really nice. They're just like they have a nice bulky weight to them. They feel very sturdy, definitely $12 worthy. These were $12 a bottle, just so you know. They're kind of expensive, but let's get started. And as always, for consistency with my liquids review, I'm going to be using Kalaka by Revel Nail. I've been using the same dip powder for all my liquids reviews. Alright, here is the bottle of the base coat. I love the way it feels. But I'm going to open it up so you guys can see the liquid stopper, like so it can catch the liquid. I forgot what that's called for a second. But yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty basic. It's pretty narrow, so I feel like it will catch the liquid, but we will see. Oh, there's some activator on the side right there. So you guys can see that. And then on to the top coat, I'm gonna open that up. And as you can see here, it shows that there's actually liquid on the rim, which is kind of surprising for a brand new bottle. So I'm gonna wipe that off. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my dip powder and my liquid. I feel like my liquids reviews kind of are like dip powder tutorials in a way. So if you're just learning, these would be really good to watch to kind of see how I apply my dip powder. But it's very repetitive, and I'm so sorry now for how repetitive it is. I am fast forwarding through a lot of parts and cutting out the repetitiveness where literally nothing is happening. So I'm just gonna go through on all 5 fingers all the way through and then dip them 3, maybe 4 times, who knows, we'll see. Alright, I use this stiff brush to brush off the excess powder. It's really good. So if you're using just like a really simple fluffy brush, I recommend that you change over to a stiffer brush to brush off the excess powder, because excess powder on your nails means contamination. But that's just my life pro tip, so yeah. So I did mention in the beginning of my video about doing 3, maybe possibly 4 layers of dip powder. And the reason I only ever do 4 is if I feel like 1, either the liquid is too thin and I'm like scared to break my nail, or 2, the color is still like not completely opaque. So if I can still kind of see my nail bed, I'm gonna go in for a 4th layer. So that's what I'm doing here, going in for that 4th layer to be completely opaque. Because do remember, after you do the next following steps, you're gonna file and buff, so it is gonna remove possibly a layer of your dip powder. Okay, we're all done. Look at how much base I got on the rim. You're gonna wanna clean that off. Use like an acetone paper towel or your hand like I did. All right, so the Seal Protect for Kiara Sky is the step that you can apply liberally all over your nails, and this hardens the dip powder to prepare it for filing and buffing. I file, shape, and buff off camera, but these are the tools that I use, the little orange square that you just saw, and the file buffer. But I am very satisfied with how the buffing went, so I'm just gonna go over and repeat the Seal Protect to really just lock it all in before I do my top coat. So I get tons of questions on all my videos about what this bottle holder is. So it's a 3D printed bottle holder. It feels like very sturdy, thick plastic, like it's not gonna break. I bought it off a lady in a Facebook group on Facebook. I'll link her profile in the description below for you guys, but I literally use it for all my liquids. So you can buy multiple of them and put your liquids on it. You can put your cuticle oil bottle on it, whatever the case may be. It's super duper sturdy and super handy, like if you're low on a liquid and need to get in the corner, but you don't want to lift your bottle after every use. But yeah, just gonna apply some cuticle oil and move on with my process. So I definitely waited the allotted 2 minutes before starting this. So just remember, between activator to this step, you have to wait some time to let it to dry. So I just go through on all 5 fingers and apply the top coat. And then I'm going to go over one more time when I see that the top coat is starting to wrinkle a little bit. And the top coat is definitely my favorite, but also most hated step out of applying my dip powder mani. The reason being is when you feel so accomplished. When you apply that top coat, the look of your manicure changes. You're just like, oh, it's finished, it's gorgeous. But the only issue is it going to dry streaky? Is it going to dry perfect? I don't know. So we're about to find out. So I'm feeling all my fingers all over. Currently no issues. Nice and glossy, nice and silky. All right, it passed the test. I love this, thank goodness. And I'm gonna apply my cuticle oil to give it some nourishment because, God, having dry nails suck. And that's one thing you experience a lot with doing your own nails. Well, any kind of manicure, they get really, really dehydrated. So moisture up, baby girls. Okay, this is the end result, and I am super happy with how it turned out. I love the overall look, the application, the buffing. It just turned out almost perfect in my opinion. So I love it, but we're gonna see how these hold up. Obviously, you guys know that I have my handy dandy notebook that I use to keep track of my notes on how my thoughts and feelings are regarding the liquids review while I'm going through them. So here's my actually, that's not a long list. Other brands, they were much, much longer. So I have completely filled out pages on how I felt about brands, but this one's actually pretty short. And It's actually a good thing, a really good thing. So the first thing that I had to say about the brushes, I actually really loved the brushes. The brushes fanned out amazingly. They fanned out so well. And I don't know, it just like allowed for even good flow. Like you just know when you have a good brush. So yes, love the brushes. The bottles, I love, 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 love the bottle design. It was a very heavy but good design. Like, I don't know, it's just top quality. So it makes you don't feel as bad when you're paying $12 a bottle, you know? The base, this is what I had to say about the base bond. So it's a good thicker liquid. So it's thicker than Triple Vitamin, it's thicker than Dipalicious Nails, it's thicker than Sparkle & Co, but it's good. And usually thicker isn't always that good when it comes to dip powder liquids. The only other thing I had to say about it was that the base wasn't self-leveling, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of filing and buffing. But this is what I thought about the buffing though. So I have my scale of 1, 2, and 3. Easy, medium, or hard. I thought it was a medium, so because it's not self-leveling, I had to buff just a good amount that I was like, okay, this isn't as easy as I wish it would be, but whatever. So it applied bumpy, and I had to buff. The top coat dried easily. It was magic. I was like, I really like these. For wear though, that's where I had my problem. So here, I had lifting at 3 days in. So if you're on my Instagram and you watch my Instagram stories, you'll know that I had lifting on one of my thumbs 3 days in. Everything else was good. And then my nail actually ended up cracking on my right hand too. So I was like, oh. Other than that, I actually really enjoyed the liquids. Are they my favorite? No. Are they good? Do they get the job done? Yes. The other 8 digits did just fine. It was just these fingers that had issues with them. So I don't know, maybe I applied my thumbs differently. Who knows? They're not my favorite, but they are good. So I like them. They're pretty good. Yeah, that's really all I had to say. That's really all I had to say about the Kiara Sky liquids. Like they didn't wow me, but they were good enough. Like they're good enough that I'm like, oh, I don't hate them, you know? But that's all I have to say about the Kiara Sky liquids review. Next up on my liquid series is Tony Lee liquids. So I've never tried them before. They don't really get a lot of like mentions in the nail groups, the dip powder nail groups that I'm in. So I'm excited to see how those go. So make sure you hit subscribe in case you want to watch that video.